Give me the throne, mountain child.
This is not your season, Horned One.
He came riding fire and bones. But what he didn't know, the mountain now bows to her. The epic tale of Arhaun the Giant, Part 2. The storm and the throne. A queen forged in silence. And a kingdom haunted by memory. The people of Egaru never imagined that the quiet hum of the earth beneath their feet had been whispering a name for years. Arhaun. The giantess who had once been cast out into the darkness now sat upon the governor's throne, not with pride, but with pain and purpose. For days, the palace walls trembled. Not from war or rebellion, but from change. The once feared mountain which had become a symbol. Some bowed out of fear, others in awe. Children sang her name with fire in their voices. But Arhaun, she remained still, listening more to the wind than to the flattery of men. Arhaun's first decree was silence. No drums, no songs, no praise, only work. The palace servants, the village elders, the common people all wondered, what kind of ruler silences her own name? But Arhaun knew. She had touched the stones of the earth. She had heard their groans. The land was sick. Egaru had been built not on law but on blood. And now the veins of the city pulsed with secrets. At night, she would wander the palace gardens barefoot. Listening, learning, remembering the voices that cried out beneath the soil. The victims of 100 years of greed, buried in unmarked graves. The earth told her everything. Then came the storm. A caravan from the eastern gate had vanished. A whisper of ancient forces swept through the forest. And with it came a messenger. Bleeding, trembling. He returns. The Horned One. The king from the Red River. That name hadn't been uttered in a generation. Even the oldest elders in Egaru turned pale. He's coming for the throne, they said. But Arhaun did not flinch. He will not take what was never his, she said, rising with power in her voice. The people gathered as she summoned the Storm Council, beings of earth and time bound to the soul of the land. They rose in the palace courtyard, massive and ancient, eyes glowing like suns buried in rock. You must defend the roots, they warned. The Horned One drinks the river of memory. He forgets nothing. And so the battle for memory began. Arhaun prepared. Not with weapons, but with truth. She opened the secret archives. Released prisoners wrongfully held. Banned the scrolls of corruption. She gave land back to the farmers. And to the children born in silence, she gave names. Each act weakened the power of the Horned One. For he fed on injustice, and she was cutting off his fist. But storms do not wait. The skies turned red. Lightning cracked the ground. And from the eastern hills came a figure crowned with bones and fire, riding a chariot pulled by black panthers. His eyes were wild with revenge. His voice cracked the air like thunder. Give me the throne, mountain child. Arhaun stood at the palace gate. Tall, barefoot, her markings glowing green like the roots of the earth beneath her.
This is not your season, Horned One.
I took kingdoms while you suckled your mother's fear.
And now, you will kneel before her strength.
He charged. Lightning met earth. Panthers roared. Storm screamed. And the battle began. It was not a war of swords. It was a war of stories. Each lie he told, she answered with truth. Each fear he cast, she met with memory. Each name he erased, she shouted into the sky. The people watched. And then they joined. Not with weapons, but with voices. Singing, chanting, calling out names long forgotten. The horned one stumbled. The voices burned him. And with one final word from Arhaun's lips, the ground rose and swallowed him whole. Silence fell. Then tears. Then song. Sometimes the strongest weapon is truth. Power may come from the throne, but justice flows from the earth. We must not only remember, we must speak. For silence feeds the shadows. But stories, they set the land free. Stay tuned for the finale. Arhaun's story ends where it began, in the roots. The battle is over. But the earth is not done speaking.